He almost threw the bill in the trash. It was the second denial that month, and the number, $4,200, felt like a wall he could not climb. The MRI his doctor had ordered, the one that found the problem, was now listed as not medically necessary. He had a full-time job, 2 kids, and no time to fight a faceless company. So he let the letter sit. Then a nurse asked one question. "Did you appeal?" He said no. She said almost nobody does. That is the whole trick. Health insurers deny an enormous number of claims. Marketplace plan data has found insurers denying a substantial share of in-network claims, with some plans denying well over a quarter of everything submitted. That is tens of millions of denied claims a year. A denial can mean almost anything: a coding error, a missing prior authorization, a judgment that care was not necessary. The reasons range from honest mistakes to deliberate gatekeeping. The volume is the point. At that scale, the system runs on what people do next. What people do next is, overwhelmingly, nothing. The same data shows consumers appeal a vanishingly small fraction of denied claims. In some marketplace analyses, the appeal rate sat under 0.2%. Out of hundreds of denials, only a handful are ever challenged. The patient assumes the insurer is right, or that fighting is hopeless, or simply has no time. The claim stays denied not because the denial was correct, but because no one pushed back. The silence is the insurer's best outcome. Now the number that should change how you read every denial. Of the few who do appeal, a large share win. Federal and state data on overturned denials varies, but across internal appeals and independent external review, a substantial percentage are reversed. In some external review datasets, roughly 4 in 10 denials are overturned in the patient's favor. Pause on that. The insurer denied the claim. The patient said no. And in a large fraction of those cases, the insurer's own denial did not survive a second look. Put the two facts together and the architecture becomes visible. Insurers deny a lot, patients appeal almost nothing, and when they do appeal, they often win. That is not an accident. It is a stable, profitable equilibrium. If most denials are never challenged, the company keeps the money on all of them. The fraction that get reversed is a small, predictable cost. Aggressive denial pays for itself, as long as the appeal rate stays near zero. The system is engineered around your inaction. There is a reason appeals work so often, and it tells you something about the original denial. Many denials are not careful medical judgments. They are automated flags, coding mismatches, or reviews that take seconds. When you appeal, a human, sometimes for the first time, actually looks at the medical record. The doctor's notes get read. The prior authorization gets attached. The coding error gets corrected. The denial falls apart because someone finally examined the facts. The appeal process has structure, and the structure is on your side. First comes the internal appeal, where you ask the insurer to reconsider its own decision. The Affordable Care Act gives most patients the right to one. If that fails, most have the right to an external review by an independent third party with no stake in the outcome. The reviewer can overturn the insurer, and the decision is binding. 2 chances. One inside the company, one outside it. Most patients quit before using either. He appealed. It took one afternoon. His doctor's office wrote a short letter of medical necessity explaining why the MRI was ordered. He attached it to the form, noted the date of the original denial, and sent it certified mail. The deadline mattered because most internal appeals must be filed within 180 days. He was inside the window. 41 days later, a letter arrived. The denial was reversed. The $4,200 was covered. The fight had cost him a few hours and a stamp. The reason most people never get that letter is not laziness. The system is built to exhaust you before you start. The denial letter is dense. The instructions are buried. The phone lines are long. The deadlines are real, but rarely highlighted. Every friction point shaves the appeal rate lower, and a lower appeal rate is worth money. It is not a bug in customer service. It is a feature of the economics. The harder appealing feels, the more denials stick. Knowing the odds changes the calculation. If the reversal rate were 1 in 100, ignoring the denial might be rational. But the real reversal rate, for those who appeal, runs into the tens of percent, and on many issues much higher. With odds like that, not appealing a denial you believe is wrong is leaving a near coin flip on the table. The insurer counts on you to misjudge those odds. It counts on the denial feeling final. It is not. It is an opening offer. Here is how to appeal, plainly. Read the denial and find the exact reason given in writing. Ask your doctor's office for a letter of medical necessity tied to that reason. File the internal appeal before the deadline, usually 180 days, by a method that creates a record. If it fails, request the external review. Keep every document and date. You do not need a lawyer for most appeals. You need persistence, a paper trail, and the knowledge that the odds are far better than the silence suggests. He got his money back because a nurse asked one question on a day he had decided to give up. That is how thin the line is. The denial was not a verdict. It was a test of whether he would walk away. Millions fail that test every year, not because they are wrong, but because no one told them the truth on the envelope. The company already knows most denials would lose. It is betting you never make it answer. The appeal is the only thing it fears, and almost no one sends it. If this one stayed with you. Episode 1, the woman who paid $400 a month for 20 years and was denied 14 times, shows what it costs to fight all the way to the end. The appeal that finally won her case is the same door this one points to. It is on this channel.